G'day folks. Hope you've got a cuppa. I'll be here for a little while. We're going to have a look at the new route, Maintalbahn, which is coming out tomorrow. Hopefully the audio is okay. Let me move the mic a little bit. That will probably help. All right, let's look first up at the journeys. And thanks to Dovetail Games for the key and permission to do this. So we won't play through the journeys, but I'll take you through the chapters. With a red train on fire, me main, bun free. These are quite terrible puns, really. Moving passengers around, sweet train o' main, wintertime passengers, and then we get into classic car. We start with the 363, wild shunt with the 363, and keep on shunting with the 363. No great surprises there. All appear to be kind of movie titles, I guess. All right, back to the rest of it. Scenarios, what do we get? We've got 5. It's not a cuppa, but you have eggs. Fair enough, Ensgrove. It is in the morning for you, I think. For me, it's 9 PM at night. So we've got filling up. Units around Aschaffenburg need refueling, ready for the day ahead. Running on vapours. Fuel is running low, and there's still a long way to go. Drive your train back to Aschaffenburg before your fuel gauge reaches 0. I've struggled a bit with this one. On your bike, while starting your service, you're told of a man and his missing bike. Fetch. Travel to the various industries along the line to collect and drop off wagons. Getting the cold shoulder. Take your early evening service from Aschaffenburg to Miltenberg in the snow. All right, so that's our scenarios. Hello, Sophie, Mrs. Time Lord. I am doing okay. How am I liking this train? It's a German Desiro. Diesel powered. It's quite good, actually. All right, coming with the route, you get the BR 642, which is West Frankenbahn is the operator. And you also get the BR 363, the little blue diesel shunter. The red one layers in from all over the place, so expect to see blue ones and red ones. Now, things that will layer into it, if you have Maintalbahn, you get the 628.2 from there in red livery. And you get, if you've got Turanda Ramp, you get the 612 from there, also in red livery. If you've got the G6, and this one I'm not 100% certain about, but the G6 definitely layers in, and it says it comes from Rhein-Ruhr-Osten, so you may also need Rhein-Ruhr-Osten. I haven't tried without it, so who knows. Okay, services-wise, we have... we looked at that, so let's go into the 642. We have a pretty good collection of services ranging from a minute long to around 50-odd minutes long. There are 128 different services, and there are RBs and REs. REs are express, RBs are not. That's the... I've just lost my spot. There we go. Okay, back to the 363. Sorry about that. Whoops. And you can see it's laid in from a few places. So we've got one from Turanda Ramp, we've got one from Maintalbahn, which is the home one, and Ruhr Nord, which is the red one. And we have 14 services ranging from 15 to 20 minutes, most being around the 20-odd minute mark. Florian says the D6 is a local DLC linked to RRO. It is, but I'm not sure if you actually need RRO to have it or not. I have a faint suspicion not, but I haven't been able to confirm that. If you have Turanda Ramp... Let me just turn these headphones down for me a bit, because I'm probably yelling at you. The 628, then you get, I counted these before, 42 services. Let's go in there. So there's 42 services for this one. Most of them are around the 50-odd minute mark, but there's quite a few shorter ones as well, around 1 and 2 minutes, just moving things around. And if you've got the 612... from Turanda Ramp, sorry, the other one from Maintalbahn. And there's the single unit or the double unit, so one set or 2 sets. Timetable's the same. You get 60 services for this one, and they range from 2 minutes up to about 50 minutes. It is a shorter route, and we've looked at the 363 services, I think. The G6 is the same as the 363, so everything the 363 can do. Actually, it hasn't got the really short services, but the longer services are here. Looks like there might actually be a couple of additional ones too. Might have to play some of those. I do kind of like the G6. It's a bit undersold. So we're going to run with the 642, a full-length one, and I'm going to go for 23303. I picked this one because it's in the morning, and I like the light in the morning in this game, and we'll, just so we get to see the route properly, just put the tiniest touch of fog on, I think. Maybe a touch more than that. Let's go that. Just so we see it properly, I'll run custom weather rather than dynamic. And let's make it today. Today? Nope. Oops. Today. Today's the 28th, isn't it? 27th. Okay. Tomorrow's the 28th. Let's get started. Hello, Gav's Photography. I'm doing okay. How about you? So I'll talk more about the route as we drive, but let's just get this thing set up. So there's our master key. I'm using Rail Driver tonight. So just set the master key and the reverser. Let's turn on the instrument lights. And while things are happening around the back there, let's release the brake. So it's releasing the parking brake. There is another parking brake which is only at one end of the vehicle, so I'll show you that later. And you can see that it is holding the brakes because we've got this brake should be in driving, which it is, and we've got the power and brake handle. So there's a combined handle and there's a brake on the train as well. If you care to use it, you don't need to. If we jump up, let's go and turn on PZB. We will walk through the train, and let's turn on CIFA, and our PZB mode is O, which is fine. Who'd like to go look at the train? Assorted people, as usual. Nothing seems to be really different with the people on this route. We've got our PIS starting to load up. I'm guessing for performance reasons it doesn't really show up until you get quite close to it. The big part down the bottom does, but the screen shows up when you get near it. So going to Hochschule, apparently, on RB88. Of course, we're not going that far because we don't have all the route. It's a low floor train. It's a Siemens Desiro. Now, out of the collectors, who wouldn't just steal that carpet and run away with it? Seriously. Let's do the standard dovetail test. Does the toilet open? Well, I already know the answer. No. Sadly. So the two ends of the car are pretty much the same, except one difference in the cabin is there is a spring brake emergency control, so you can apply it or release it. Don't need to, but you can. And the doesn't matter if you've got safety systems turned on at both ends, it doesn't seem to care. It's one of the ones that it doesn't worry it, which is good. Shall we go outside for a moment? It's time for us to go, but that's okay. Just have a quick look outside. And let's wander over here and have a quick look at the route map before we get going. So this is Aschaffenburg where we are. And we can see on the route map we have Aschaffenburg, Aschaffenburg Hochschule, Aschaffenburg Sud, Obernau, Salzbach, Kleinwallstadt. Actually, this could be Aschaffenburg Hochschule, thinking about it. Kleinwallstadt, Elsenfield. No, I don't want to give it up. Glanstoff Work, Erlenbach, Worth, Klingenberg, Laudenbach, Kleinhorbach, and Miltenberg. My apologies to any Germans in the audience for your butchering of your names. We've got PIS on the platform, so we're at RB88 going to Waldern. I did notice that one said RB88 for a little while too. Now it says RB87. They both said the same thing when I first walked up to them, which is interesting. I haven't noticed that before. Alright, let's get in and get out of here. We'll leave that door open. Lock the doors. And let's do an indicator test before we go, because this train, it all works. Yay. Okay, we're ready to go. Now, you probably want the horn, don't you? Not the greatest horn in the world, but that's okay. Windows, we can get a bit more of the outside noise in. Why not? Hello, Train Sim World. How are you? Let's pop out in the platform, and I'll go down about... Ooh, I haven't done something. Headlights, headlights, headlights. Sorry about the jerky mouse, by the way. Okay, that's better. Now I'll go down on the platform, just so you can listen to it leave, and I will shut up. I think I closed the doors, didn't I? I did. Good. Just got to watch my speed because we are under monitoring. I can release though, according to driver assist, so I will. You can see one of the red 363s over there, so it's the blue one that comes with the route, but the red one is layering in, and they're quite interchangeable. See-through already. How's the sound level for folks? Game versus me. If you'd like tweaks to either, that's fine. Go through a little bit more details about the train as we drive, and the route of course. So Australian pricing, which I almost never have for routes, but I actually do for a change. It is $39 until launch, and then it's $43.95 after that in Australian dollars. It is a shorter route, so it's priced a little bit cheaper. Since it's a bit dark, let's just change the contrast on that, put it in night mode. Contact signaler is available over here. The various buttons on the GSM-R do nothing, but they're active. This display, I'm not sure you can actually turn the contrast down. I don't remember if you can or not. No, it doesn't appear like you can. Oops. You know what I didn't do? I forgot to acknowledge PZB. So we're getting a demonstration of how to recover from PZB now, because I wasn't paying attention, which is exactly what PZB is for. So we just release from it. Brakes start to come off, throttle back to 0, and of course we're in monitoring now, and then you can apply some power and off you go again. There you go, your first demonstration of PZB. Hello Max1319. It does sound quite nice, doesn't it, Sophie, Mrs. Time Lord? I wouldn't have a clue if it sounds like the real thing, but, you know, you guys tell me. Max1319 says, are the 628 and 612 just substitute loco, or do they add services? They have different services. So the 612 has 60 services, the 628 has 42 services, and the 642 has 128 services. I'll just have to keep an eye on my speed so we don't get that demonstration a second time. Hello Jerome Brisboy, how are you? Sifa. It looks quite nice in autumn, which is why I picked this time of year. And I like early mornings, so that's why I picked this time as well. It's coming into our first station, Afschappenberg Hochschule. And I'll show you our first collectible here. So I can show you two of them, but I've already done one of them. I'm stopping a little bit early, but I think we're a bit late, so let's just stop it here anyway. That'll be fine. Are any of the stations in any of the other German TSW routes? Nothing on the actual line itself, but the ones that our AI drive on are. So 2 collectibles here. One is a first aid kit, so you put those in. You restock them, and the other one's actually kind of cool. It's a new one for this route. And you look out for these wooden poles around the place and put up an insect hotel. It's kind of a cool thing. Don't think I'd want to stand near it, but it's kind of a cool thing. And there's route maps about the place too, but this station doesn't. Oh, this station does have one. There it is. There we go. Pop up our route map. So that's the 3 collectibles. I don't think there's any other collectibles. I haven't found any anyway. Back in the chair, shut the doors. Did I shut those too early? No, good. We are still in monitoring, but we can release because we've gone past the signal. Gav's Photography says he downloaded the timetable for this route. That's cool. Sophie, Mrs. Time Lord says from experience of DB traction, I'd say the audio is mint. Excellent. Good to know that. Let's go full beans. It's not the most powerful train in the world. It stops really quickly, but it takes a little while to accelerate. There are lots of interesting speed limit changes on here because you'll be changing tracks quite often, coming off the main onto a loop to pass another train. Even though it's a single line, it's actually relatively busy. I'm quite happy with the amount of traffic you see. I must point out, by the way, this is a pre-release build. It should, in theory, be exactly the same as what you get tomorrow, but if it pops up sometime and says test, don't worry about it, because it is. There you go. Aschaffenburg HBF is also on Maintalbahn. Yeah, I think only the AI trains go that way. I did try riding a ICE before with predictable consequences when I went out of the player area. We're already meeting another train and we're only at the first passing station. And of course, I'm late, so it's angry. And off it goes. Ooh, they're a bit close to the edge, aren't they? As an actual engineman, seeing people right on the edge of the platform does make me just a little bit nervous. I don't like seeing people right on the edge. Because you just know your mirror's going to smack them in the head. Alrighty, we are stopped. Any of our passengers want to get in or out? We'll wait for them anyway because we're kind drivers. Nigel says, Florian, thank you. I thought I heard there was a duplicate, but not sure I wasn't dreaming it. I wasn't 100% sure, which is why I didn't give a particularly good answer to that question. I kind of thought so, but I didn't want to tell you something that was wrong because, you know, it'd be kind of crap. We go again. CIFA works, you can hear it inside and outside the train. You do also get a warning lamp that triggers, this one here, just before it goes off. It's a quick CIFA, so if you miss it, expect to be stopping. You can recover from CIFA triggering. Speaking of CIFA, there it is. All you have to do is do the usual, so Q, circle, or B on the Xbox controller, and then throttle back to 0 and start throttling up again. Does the 642 layer into any other routes? Not that I've seen, but you know, you never know what a future version of the other routes might bring, but it doesn't at the moment. Let's wait for CIFA to go off before I go outside the train again. There it goes. Okay, let's watch it go past. Frame rate wise, it sits on my limit of 80 all the time. Speaking of 80, I'm speeding. But it sits on my limit of 80 FPS. For those of you who are not aware, I do have a fairly grunty machine. Here's one of our track changes. Expect them a lot. Most of them are the full speed, but some of them you have to slow down for. I've only driven the route in the other direction, so I thought I'd try this direction for a change. So we're leaving Aschaffenburg, which is a port city, and we will be travelling 37 kilometres to Miltenberg. There's another 4 kilometres branching off to our right here, so I've just hit CIFA and look at the map. You can see that that branches off into the actual port area up here with a couple of yards. There's quite a lot of shunting services that you can go play with up there. Scenario planner wise, I would like a few more starting and stopping points, because you can't stop everywhere and end everywhere. Of course you can do that with free roam as much as you want to, but I'd like to be able to plan some scenarios better. But that's about the only real big negatives I've got about it. The only small negative, if you're a rail driver user, the entire range of the throttle happens inside the detent, so it's twitchy. But you do get used to it, but it could be a lot better. I mean, the Just Trains guys showed us how to do Rail Driver properly, and they've never done it before, and they did an awesome job of it. I think they might have nicked their settings from... Oops, am I allowed to go... yeah, I am allowed to go faster. But I've got a kilometre to go to the station. I have that thing on to remind me to stop. I'm looking forward to the changes that were previewed in the minimal HUD that will have my distance in there. I'm really looking forward to that, so I don't have to have that thing on anymore. What else have we got on this one? We have RB Regiobahn and RE Regio Express services. So we're running a Regiobahn this time, because I thought you'd like to stop everywhere and see every station. 50 odd minutes for a Bahn and 35 or so for an express. Assuming you don't get stuck somewhere waiting for another train. I'm running late, so I'm making other trains stuck. Now, interestingly, the dispatcher on this one is actually quite good. There's a tractor. I hadn't noticed that before. The dispatcher's quite good, and the path ahead, the reservations are quite short. So if you're running late, you can actually expect to get delayed waiting for a train coming the other way that you wouldn't have waited for if you were on time. I quite like that. I have capably demonstrated that to myself a couple of times. It's probably nothing to be proud of, but there you go. I think we'll go and put up another bug house. What do you think? Bug house. I have once, if you step up close enough to the train, I won't do it. I've actually gotten stuck down there once. So make sure you're heading for the doors when you're getting close to the train. Doors shut. Hello, Richard. Just pre-ordered this route. We're giving it a run tomorrow evening. Fantastic. I think you'll like it. For a single line railway, it's nice and busy. It's about as busy as a single line could get, really. There are some freight opportunities. There's a good freight scenario. Most of the freight things happen around Afschaffenburg Port. Back and forth between Afschaffenburg and Afschaffenburg ports. And there's lots of shunting services to do. This train I think I mentioned before. That's a nice framing for a change. This train I think I mentioned before is a Siemens Desiro. It has... Cipher again. Before we pick up, there's 2 engines per set. You can see 2 exhaust pipes there. And they can run in singles, doubles, 3s and 4s. I haven't seen any 4s. Don't say they don't exist, but I haven't seen any come up. Stefan asks, so that's why they say mind the gap. Yes, so you don't get stuck. We do have a river over here, and I'll take my chances with Cipher. So that's the main river. It is the new water, so it looks a bit better. Cipher does stand outside the train. Nice and reflective. Still a little bit of mathematical patterns in the water, so there's a bit of work to happen on water, but it's certainly getting better. I quite like where it's headed. I really like the water on Vorarlberg, which you can see through. But I believe that gave consoles the irrits. Coming up into Salzburg. Still getting used to the braking. I'm braking way early, because the last thing I was driving was the 101, which doesn't brake really well at all. Not the German 101, the English one. Scenery's quite nice. It's at modern standards, what you'd expect from a current route. It does have the volumetric fog. Do have TOD4 skies, as you'd expect. I'm a bit late now, so I don't think I'll go up put up any more bug houses, but you get the idea. Just to save time, I am going to stop early again. Oops, not emergency brakes. Not emergency brakes. No, bad. Let's get the doors open. Richard says he's still enjoying the recently released Blackpool route. I'm not at all surprised that you're enjoying it. Very happy that you are. So what else do we need to know about this? It's a top speed of 120 kilometres an hour on the route. The train is a top speed of 120 as well. It does take a little while to get there, but it will go faster. It's a hydro-mechanical transmission, so I believe, checking it out, and then this is from Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. I believe it's got 2 torque converter stages, and then there's a mechanical gearbox. Oops, no honking in Germany. Stop that. Scare the peasants. It has Schaffenburg couplers. The Main Valley Railway, which is what this is, Maintalbahn, opened in its first version in 1876, so it's quite an old railway. It's a bit freaky, isn't it? Cars driving through cars. The things you see when you're watching it with someone else's eyes. Gab's Photography says, looked at the train analysis of the 642 with the speed limits and patterns. Be interesting to see what you think of it. Florian agrees that Blackpool is one of the best routes to date. I think this thing's PZB implementation is pretty good. I am not an expert on PZB. I muddle my way through it, and as you saw, sometimes do fail to pay attention and get it quite wrong. But looks like a water treatment plant. It is a water treatment plant. How about that? On our way to Kleinwallstadt. See for lamp, I caught it that time before it made noise. Makes me happy when I manage that. Now, I haven't made a top 10 video for this, but by now I should have a tutorial for the 642, a tutorial for the 363. I know we've all driven it before, but I thought I'd put one up anyway. And I had to remember while I was doing the tutorial, which was a bit of a challenge, and I messed up PZB during that tutorial, so feel free to laugh at me. I felt it was good to be messing it up so you can see how to recover. There's a good excuse. So I'm still on 100% throttle. We're still not at 100. We're just over 100 now. We're not up to 120 just yet. And it's, yeah, so we're getting there. We're getting the speed up. We do have a slower section coming, so I'll just come off the power. And I had Seafer at the same time then. That's okay. I love it when PZB and Seafer happen together. Just makes everything so much better, doesn't it? Alright, we are nearly down to the 60 for the diversion. There's one set of railway crossing gates somewhere that don't work, but all the rest of them seem to. I won't demonstrate that here, because I'm on my way to a red signal coming into a platform. Alright, we're just below 60, that'll be fine. Richard says, I can assure you that you're not alone with how you get along in PZB. Yes. I mean, I'm very happy to have the friend in the top right corner, to be honest with you. Because no matter how I'd like to learn it better, that's not always going to happen. Try and get some gentle brake going. Gav's Photography says the maximum brake acceleration is 1 meter per second. The maximum torque is 50 Newton meters with 550 kilowatts of power. I think I read that there's 2 different engine sets. One's more powerful than the other. I'm not sure which one's modelled in the route. The service waiting for us here. Cursing us for being 2 minutes late. Oh wait, it's DB, it doesn't matter. DB's like Puffing Billy, you arrive on the same day, it's perfectly acceptable. Should get a green signal sooner or later. And so I keep an eye on my little counter. There it goes. It's a super fast reaction to the green signals, but the AI has always been a bit twitchy. Rolling into Kleinwallstadt. Very slowly. A lot of the buildings seem to be recycled from Maintalbahn and a couple of other routes, but there are some unique ones that I've seen in here. I'll leave you to find those for yourself. There are a few places that you can wander around. I'm not suggesting this is one of them, but let's just pop out and have a look outside, because we can. Ooh, is that latex top? Very crafty. Here's our little train. What are you people doing over there? That's not very safe. You need to go and get on the platform. No, don't look at your phone. Don't ignore me. Just go and get on the platform. See, he's ringing someone. I'm going, this is bloody Karen here. He's telling us to get off the tracks. Alright then. Let's go and get on our train. Don't want to miss that. Probably should, or we'll end up stuck somewhere waiting for a red signal. Alright, let's close the doors. I have learnt, do not release the brakes before the doors shut, because it will penalise you. There you go. As soon as you get that, it's safe. Because it won't let you power otherwise. Any rumours on the next to be released UK Great Britain route? You can make up any rumours you want, but I can't give you any. Heading back onto the main line. We are in monitoring. Probably could actually release this, I would think, even though the helper's telling me not to. I think I probably could. PZB buttons, as usual, are a long hold. C4 is just a quick whack. Yeah, we're out of monitoring now. We can power up. Nigel says the Blackpool route is so well designed and accurate, if anyone hasn't purchased it, get it as it's truly fabulous. That is a good recommendation. I know people take the recommendations from ambassadors like me with a grain of salt because they think we have to say it. We don't. We can say things that we do and don't like. The only thing that we're required to do is do it constructively. Which I'm fine with. Sit on the 2 camera for a little while. Let's put our head inside. Why not? Who knew you could do that? Oh, look at that. There's an invisible wall around the dunny. You can't actually quite get into the dunny this way. Sneaky buggers. They actually thought about that. There's another water treatment plant. I guess that one's sewage, though, judging by the big settling tanks. 1 potable, 1 sewage. If you're wondering why I know about water treatment plants, it's kind of my industry. It's my real life, as distinct from my railway life, which is volunteer. We'll have to come down to 60, but that's enough for now. Hello, Andreas. How are you? Hi to Vienna indeed. It's just switched Steam library to external SSD. Now downloading TSD DLCs. Still 1 hour 30 to go. I have a lot of DLCs. Yes, I think you do. You're like me. Every sale you tend to just get more. And it's actually kind of funny. I can actually request keys. I can get up to 3 keys a year, I think. But for the stuff that comes up on the sales, just like you guys, I buy it. And when they get ridiculously cheap, as they occasionally do on Steam, I buy them for giveaway keys. No, I don't have any keys for this. Wish I did. Now arriving Obenberg, Elsenfeld. That's one of the buildings that I think is unique to the route, just back there over on our right. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else. And it says 230 DLCs. I might have to have a look and see what I've got. I'm not actually sure. Can't say I've ever actually counted them. I think I've got... It's in the 80s for Train Sim World. I can't tell you the exact number because that would tell you things that I don't want you to know. I know you guys won't be able to see this, but let me just flick over to Steam and go to Train Sim Classic, because I'm curious. It made me curious. Train Sim Classic, I have got 202. There you go. Too many. Way too many. Loading up. At least while we're sitting here, because we can see the next signal's green. Locked doors. There's another one taking off up there. Back on time, so I'll do some more collectibles when if I actually succeed in getting back on time. So as you can tell, it's not the kind of route that you really have to hurry and race and do silly things. Get up a bit higher so we can actually see the power station there. Which I assume it's a power station, or is it a factory? Andy has 218 DLCs for Train Sim Classic. That's pretty impressive. There's something like 1,500 of them completely, I think, across third parties and first parties. So there's plenty of go in the old game yet. Florian says, doesn't have TSC, but the TSW collection is complete. You have the lot. Which I think would put you at about 81. Something like that. I have a few others that are not yet available. So, scenery-wise, I'm pretty happy with this route. I mean, just little touches like this, grass in between the tracks. I like stuff like that. The hard ballast line is still there. I dare say one day that might go away. I have noticed that the track shadows don't seem to be quite as awful. So I think maybe it's a little bit of work being done there. There's a fence across the track over there. That must be challenging. I wonder if you can ram it on a freight run. I get the worst ideas, don't I? Alright, time to go. Now, I haven't done a top 10 video for this route yet. I will. But I have decided what my top 5 likes and dislikes actually are. The first like is the variability of services between passenger and freight, and that there's plenty of them even though it's a short route. So we've had some short routes in the game that just aren't that entertaining. Well, there's the crossing that doesn't work. I knew there was one somewhere. This one's quite good. It's quite reasonable. The train is very handsy, so you have to keep adjusting, which I like. It's quite busy for a single line with good meet opportunities, both for making your own scenarios and in the services. The trackside scenery, as I've mentioned, is pretty much up to the current standards of what we would expect to see, with lots of bits and pieces all over the place, and it looks lived in, which makes me happy. I think the 642 sounds pretty good. Just feels right to me, but like I said earlier, I have no idea what a 642 should sound like. And the scenarios have got a bit of imagination to them. So I'm not going to spoil them for you, but I'll probably run them all. I'll do it on Sunday, maybe. We'll see when I do the long play. I'll run at least one of them on Sunday. The dislikes things is the rail driver is very, very finicky with the 642. That could be a lot better. There's, as usual, there's invisible walls that keep you away from interesting things. And I hope it's not in this version, but I know that there's an issue with an invisible wall in one of the scenarios. I hope it's not in the release version. I have not been there to check as yet. So here's hoping. I'd be adventurous and break a bit later this time. The usual thing I'd like to see is more trackside life. I want to see people wandering around. I want to see more things moving. I want to see living dioramas. I know there's plans for that sort of stuff, but I'd love them to become more than plans and to actually happen. I think that would be excellent. But it's not a particular thing of this route. It's just Train Sim World in general. Now, I like to make my own scenarios, and it looks like all of the express stations are available as start and stop points, but none of the Maintalbahn stations are available as start and stop points. You can put them in as stopping points for your scenario. That's not an issue. What little yellow thing is there? I don't think you can actually push these. I think they're just for looks, but little intercom thing. Bicycles. One of the scenarios, you're finding someone's bicycle. That's the one that had the invisible wall issue, so I hope they actually have got that addressed for release. You guys can tell me this. I had the faint impression that when Just Train's Blackpool came out, some of the girls' bums got bigger. I don't know if it's true. It's just an impression. So what do you think? And the only other gripe I've got is that none of the sidings are available in Scenario Planner. So you can use them in free roam all you want, but the probably except that one with a fence. I'm tipping you'll run into a wall there. But none of them are available in Scenario Planner, which I think is a bit of a bummer, given that you've got freight as a feature on this. And there are... there's a freight wagon that's unique to this one. It's a new one, the Roost T. They're nice blue gondolas. We'll see one later. Ah, it's time for a gratuitous bridge shot. Don't mind if I do. Over the river. Of course you realise we have to do this. Seaver. That's about the right spot. And I won't adjust it. We'll just go. There's no point uploading it. Because you can't. You guys will be able to, but I can't. So the nice water. This is Vorarlberg water on this river. I like this. Weeds and things in there, and you can see the bottom. Am I going too fast? No, I'm not. It's alright. It's okay. Nigel asks... actually, there's a couple of things I've missed, so I'll just pump back up the chat in a moment. I'm just cognizant there's a yellow signal that I've yet to run into, and a station to stop at. Maybe I should do that. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Let's see how well it stops. We're going to have to. I think it's going to stop. I think it's going to be almost perfect, actually. This feels pretty good. It's going to stop early. It is going to stop early. So, from 100 k's, in 300 meters it stopped. Got to be pretty happy with that. Andy says the DMU might be drivable on Austrian routes with the right repaint. Almost the same, slightly little differences like Tempomat. It does not have Tempomat. No, there's no cruise control. You're on your own with this one. Which I kind of like, to be honest. I'm not a fan of enforced cruise control. Because I like to drive. Nigel says, Andy in TSC, have you purchased RSSLO products? I always buy them all, but I'd like to know how accurate the routes around Vienna and others are. I could say something on that, because I know about one of them. I know at least one of them is very accurate to the buildings and to the track positioning and the station positioning. Andy says the newer routes are quite accurate, the older ones need improvement, but overall they're okay. If you want to drive in and around Vienna, I recommend Nordbahn from RWA to buy at 3D Zug HP, which I assume is a website. Florian says he never paid that much attention to that detail. It's me and rivers. I like them. Oh, there's another one with gates up. I thought there was only one, but looks like two. Distant scenery for the most part is okay. You did see some trees pop in on that hill on the right hand side, so I'm running with default settings in engine.ini because I want people to know what it'll be like, whether they're on console or on PC. So I have no special changes in this at all. I don't even have my mouse configuration in it anymore because, much to my happiness, it's actually part of the accessibility settings now. You can set your mouse sensitivity, finally. Makes me kind of happy. You don't have to worry about your passengers' tea and coffee. They can get more. Helps the economy. Might hurt inflation, but it helps the economy. Every time I see a gate not working on... those ones were working, but every time I see a gate not working on here, I always expect Lucas to turn up and go, "You're supposed to stop the train and push the button." Because he did that on Maintalbahn. Because on Maintalbahn they actually don't work deliberately in some crossings, randomly. And if you don't stop and press the button, it whacks you. We're back on time now, so we can go and put up another bug house. Some of the stopping points are a bit close to the reds, but they are this close because if you're running a 4-car set, you'll be overhanging at the back if you aren't this close. So I get why it's like this. Alright, doors open. We've got a little while to wait. Let's go and find some collectibles. Nothing much over there. I did see a bug house at the other end though, so we'll go and do that one. Speaking of coffee, there's one there. Hi. Wait, don't run away. I'm talking to you. God, these people. Bug house. And I don't think these do anything, but let's walk up to it and see. Can't press anything. No. Is there going to be a bug house on the other platform? Do have a little while to wait, so we can go and have a look. We'll even do it the right way. Look at this. We'll go down the path. Now, there are some places where you can wander out of the stations. I will leave those to you to find for surprise. You can't go very far. I would love more of that. I really like the aspect of Train Sim World. I would like to just walk out and keep on going as far as I possibly can, and that's about it at this station. So they have no glass in the cars. Route map. What else can we find over here? Oh, yeah, there's a ticket machine. Can't do anything with a ticket machine, but we can have a look. Be nice if they were active. Someone will make a mod for it. Route map. Bug house. Oh, first aid thing. We're on a roll here. We're going to get all the collectibles at this station. I think that's it. And it's time to go back, so we'll do it. Oh no, we can do it leisurely fashion. No, we've got to go back. Control 0, back to here. Shut the doors. Save works fine on this route, which is good. Safe to release as we pass the green there. And off we go. 120 k's here to Laudenbach. Looking at the route wise, we are about, what, 3/4 of the way along now. This signal's not for me, I don't mind. Andy says, what about the 2D buildings in Vienna? Oh, this is the kind of thing I was talking about that I'd love to see a bit of life in. You go to the trouble of making something like this, but there's no one here enjoying it. I mean, I know it's early in the morning, but there's never anyone here enjoying it. I would like people to enjoy these things. It would just be nice. And Florian says he meant the zombies' backsides. Okay. Patriotal61 says, to be honest, I haven't looked at the behinds. Well, you should. I have a tea. And the reason I have a tea is because it's kind of bedtime. Just put my head through something. Caravan park with the single wides? Are these actually a thing in Germany? I know they're popular in America. I wasn't sure if they were a thing in Germany. I'd love to see some more cars on the road. I have to admit, I always like things like this. Little fan spinning. It's just nice. I like that Sifa sounds outside the train. Hello, NeilTV8. How are you? Patriotal61 asks, is the mastery to do with the swimming pool? You know I never talk about mastery on the first stream. I want people to go and find it for themselves. I don't want to reveal it. I can't in this build anyway, because I haven't done enough to get it. Plus it's not connected to the live thing, so you'd never get it anyway. Alright, we are 800 metres out of a station, doing 120 kilometres an hour. Do I look worried? No. That probably means I'll stuff it up. Glad you're doing well, NeilTV. 8 even. Sifa. We're a little bit late again. Just a little bit. That's because I was running around, looking at things, building bug houses. This'll do. If you want to use the other brake, you can. So there's... The 642 does brake quite fast. Florian says there are caravan parks here too, not as popular in the US, but still. I actually know some people who are basically nomads. They live their entire lives in a bus. There's one thing I should mention, which you've probably already seen anyway. The lights are actually a little bit bright. They could be a little dimmer, because they lose a lot of their colour when they light up. In the sun. Sifa ruins the moment. That's what Sifa's for, ruining moments of peace and enjoyment. Coming up to Kleinhaubeck. .4 k's away. So these are the kind of moments I like with the new lighting. Now imagine what it would be like if we've got a version with ray tracing. But it's pretty good as it is. I quite like it. There are some areas which are a little bare, like that one. Could do with a bit more scenery. It's filling in now, but you know, would have been helpful if it filled in before we got there. Kilometre to go to Kleinhaubeck. Acknowledge PZB a touch early there. Think Ray wouldn't be happy doing all that tracing? I don't know, maybe Ray likes tracing. Maybe he's just got a really big pencil and he knows how to use it. Not emergency. We don't need emergency braking here. I do love the way people's heads glow when the sun hits them. Slightly early stop there. Let's have a quick whip around at this station, why not? Quick look. There we go, we've got people. Got a person with a briefcase or a luggage thing. I think that wasn't new in this route. I think we've had them before. I always look at the people to see what other things are happening, because I noticed there's been some more character art as we go over time. Get out of the way, mate. Thank you. Alright, back we go to our train. Let's try not to fall off the platform. That yellow line's an awfully long way back. In we go. Here's a question. Can you fold down the seats? No. How annoying. This line is well supported by the bicycling community, I read somewhere. Off we go. A question for you guys. Has anybody seen a mid-roll ad? I'm hoping no. Last stop coming up, Miltenberg. I remember Milton the Monster as a cartoon series. That was awesome. Not related to Miltenberg. I suppose it could be, because Milton the Monster was kind of a Frankenstein creature, and we are on the Frankenbarn, aren't we? Westbarn? West Frankenbarn? What is it? West Frankenbarn. Gav hasn't seen one yet. Good. YouTube were forcing them on streamers, and I think they'll probably figure their way out around this workaround that I've found. Because it pops up and it says, concentrate on your stream and let YouTube put the ads in for you. And I go, no, I'll do it myself. And then I don't do any. But I reckon sooner or later they'll get a bit jack of that and they'll force the issue. Nigel asks, do any people sit in the seats that won't fold down? That's an interesting question. I haven't seen anyone do it, but I'm not going to say no. Limited edition, hello. Are you using Raildriver right now? I certainly am. It's my preferred way of driving in Train Sim World. In fact, any train game that supports it for that matter. Lots of them do, which always surprises me because there couldn't be that many of them in the world. Still got a little while to go before Miltenberg. Behave ourselves and go slowly. Patriotal says, not yet, but you two do like the ads. I buy premium, so I never see any ads. But I don't like the idea of mid-rolls in a stream. I don't mind it so much in videos, it doesn't worry me. But in streams I don't like it, because that means you're not seeing the stream at the time that I'm doing it. Which is the whole cause of why I don't do quizzes anymore. Oh, speaking of quizzes, I should ask the question. So I did used to do trivia quizzes about the routes particularly during new release things. I would like to do that again, and I've been looking at a website called Mentimeter. You don't need the app, you don't need to log in. I have to, and it's a subscription thing, which doesn't worry me. Oops, I didn't acknowledge PZB. We're going to be stopping. We're getting another demonstration of how to recover from PZB. Alright, put the brakes on, press release, and off you go. All good. So if people would be okay with a website like that, I could start quizzes up again. It's obviously optional. And I'm now in monitoring, because I wasn't paying attention, but we haven't got far to go, so it's alright. We're almost at Miltenberg. Limited Edition says, does LZB, PZB work with the Raildriver? PZB does. There are PZB buttons on it. I don't actually use them. Let me see if I can get this out without wrecking the joint. I made what I call Box, because I'm imaginative. And it's a very common MAME joystick controller that you can buy, and some arcade buttons. Are we stopping again? Did I do something silly then? Oh no, it seems to be alright. And I just map the buttons to keys. And because they're arcade buttons, I can just smash them as hard as I want and nothing bad happens, because they're real arcade buttons. They're not crappy ones. Very easy to build. I think that probably cost me about $80, including the joystick controller. And it was pretty easy to put it together. I should acknowledge. Too late. Too much talking. There you go. Third demonstration in a row. Alright, brakes coming off. We can go. Andy says, me too. CSC is sometimes tricky with Raildriver, especially with third-party add-ons. Yeah, if they've got braking scripts trying to implement notching in the brakes, Raildriver can be a bit crappy with those ones. Some people like Mike Rennie and Stefan from NZTS Workshops, NZTS Workshops. They've actually implemented get-out-of-jail-free cards that take away the notches for people who use Raildriver, which I highly appreciate. Stephen was actually in here before. I don't know if he's still here. Yes. Talking means PZB bites you. And PZB really bites. Ah, this should be good enough. Let's stop here. The objectives are quite generous. Let's just wander over here because I think this is the Roost Tea. Little gondolas. I don't think I've seen them before, so I think these are the ones for this route. That look kind of cool. You get the Habans, I think those ones are. And you get some container trains sprinkled around the joint. Ah, it's time to lock the doors. We'll return here on free roam. We'll have a little bit of a wander around before we start something in the 363. Ah, return to free roam. I think I'm on an outside camera, aren't I? I am on an outside camera. Well, I'm not going to stay in there and do that because it'll drive away with me. First aid kit. G'day, mate. What do you think of the route? Any good? Oh, so those gondolas came with the Victron. Okay. Thank you, Simon and Florian, for those. Does it work? No, you can't get in the lift. Can't go that way. Excuse me. Sounds like my train's leaving up there. Can we go out of the station? No. Sadness. What collectibles have we got around here? There's another route map. There's an invisible wall here. I want to go up the ramp. I can't. I haven't found a bug house on this station. Whoop, there it is. I knew there was one somewhere. That's a little two-dimensional when you get up close to it. Shall we adjourn to a 363? There's another bug house. Completely bugged out. And there's one, oh no, that's the same as, that's the one we came in on, I think, actually. Alright, let's jump out and go and do something with a 363. To the trains. That means that didn't save a checkpoint. That's naughty. Ah, DR363. We will take the blue one for Maintalbahn. And which one will I do? I came up with one. 54874. I don't know why I picked that one, but we'll do that one. 54874. And let's leave dynamic weather on. Why not? Neil says the sounds while collecting the collectibles are a nice touch. Andy says DLC 137 for 183 gigs. Ah, you're getting there, mate. You'll just have to watch me for a while longer. Now, I've got to remember how to set this up. Master key. Set this controller on. Versa. Which I think does work with a rail driver. PZB is over here, I think. PZB on. Or Indusy as it's called in this one. It's not called PZB. CIFA. Where was CIFA in this one? Does have it. It's got to figure it out. Somewhere it's got CIFA. I found it when I did my tutorial and it was just a switch around somewhere. Wipers. We turn some lights and stuff on. Not rear lights. Front lights. Just put the 1 on. Is there a... down here, I think. It's got a funk button. Better press the funk button. No? I thought it was one of these. Maybe not. No? Nothing labelled CIFA on there. I know it's got CIFA. Someone will tell me. I could say it's buggy with all the bug houses. You're right. Is there a fuse box? What's that? No? I know it's got it. I found it the other day. Anyone remember where it is? We bearded people do need to stick together. You're right. Where is CIFA? This is annoying because I've actually turned it on. It's somewhere really silly. I remember that. It's the last place you'd expect to find it. Ah, well, I'll just drive without it. That's fine. We'll find it though. Maybe it's at my feet somewhere. I know it's in a weird place. What's that? Brake release. No, that's not it. Alright, window open. Stop as indicated. How about we check our points? Because they're wrong. God, they're all wrong. Are any of them right? No, not one. That's okay. Release all the brakes. Pump her up. Do some moving. I'll keep looking for the CIFA switch because I'm sure it's got one. And I'm absolutely sure I found it in my tutorial too, which is annoying me a little bit. I hadn't been in here for a while. If you haven't met the 363 before, it's basically German Gronk. And I look forward to someone modding this into a steam engine at some point. Should use the direct or independent brake. Close enough. 1.1 k's back that way. We better set some points probably. That's fine. Alright. Back we go. Got a carriage in it? I don't think so. The panel near the seat. Okay. Oh, it's down there. Well, just because I know what'll happen if I try and turn CIFA on, it is there. Look. I was just putting the brakes on so that CIFA wouldn't trigger since I was moving. We got away with it anyway. So we're okay there. Thank you for that, Gabs Photography. Well done. Gondolas are Enos. Okay, Enos X. Limited edition asked. There's a few questions here that I've missed. Let me just pop back through these. Nigel thanks myself and Neil for excellent videos. Looking forward to Neil's collectible video. They are pretty good, aren't they? They really help you find stuff. Very handy indeed. Skipping down again, limited editions. Would you ever consider building something like a rail driver, similar to ATS's Electrostar controllers? Oh, look, I've had a look at it. I don't think it would be all that difficult, really. We're going all the way around there. Okay. What's the CIFA that was going off? We're okay in this one. You just have to press the button and it fixes it all up. It's all good. I don't think it'll be all that hard to build. Where you're going to run into challenges is interfacing it to the game. So the API is coming at some point. maybe it'll be better then. I suspect we'll run into challenges because every locomotive has its differences, and at the moment DTG have to take care of that, whereas if you're using the API, you'll have to, which is a bit sad, but it's kind of how things are. Oh, I see why it's bringing us all the way out here. It wants to be past the signal. I understand now. That'll do. I gotta wait for our little signal to come off. Assuming it will. Let's just look at our points. Do we need to set anything? No, it looks like it's done it all for us. Contact signal? Contact signal? No, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way. Proceed as signals indicate. But what does this signal indicate? I think this signal indicates stop, doesn't it? Aren't they? Oh no, one of them's up. Yeah, one of the arms is up. It's fine. Okay, I didn't realise there's two of them. We'll see if we get away with it anyway. What's the worst that could happen? Nothing really, right? They just read all my rail driver switches. No worries, Nigel. And I did read that signal well enough because we got away with it. What are we up to now? There's one bug hotel, but you have to walk behind the grass area, Patrol 61. Yeah, there's a few places you need to leave the stations and explore. Nigel needs to leave soon. Thank you very much for joining in. I hope you've enjoyed it. Watching me fumble with, oh, look. We're cooking it. That's like Derail Valley. It's going to explode! Probably not, but, you know, maybe. We are in monitoring, but that's okay. This thing's just not fast. Neil says the phone's buggy in this. That's because we haven't put all the bug hotels up yet, so they're living in the phone. No, I just think they haven't actually enabled this one. I think it's a bit old to have it. Even though it's been re-released in a blue livery. I think Turanda Ramp had it blue too, didn't it? Now, one thing I have to check... No, there's no magnet for these. So technically these signs, I think you have to stop and seek permission, but I don't know if it actually enforces it. Actually, I wonder if I can do this when I'm moving. Get onto the 2. I should be able to do this. Maybe. Can I do the coupler while I'm moving? Yep. Excellent. I think there's actually a button for that as well, but it's been too long. Up to the Matt Pedeston specials. Alright. Because we've got the automatic coupler, that should have coupled okay. That looks a bit manky, doesn't it? That makes me sad. The buffers are too long. Oh well. You could pretend to have everything. Do German shunters honk to warn people they're moving? There's a question for you. I don't know. Isn't that weird? There's an empty gap in the map there. And we're going out there again, so that's fine. Sounds like we've got brakes on somewhere, doesn't it? Let's keep reading the rail driver for the light switches if I switch them on and off. A little bit of a frame rate drop in here, not much. Not so much that I think it would cause anybody any dramas on a lower machine. See you later, Nigel. Have fun. Nigel's doing my job. Don't forget to get this route tomorrow. I'm glad you like it. Neil says this has been in the game for both Dresden routes, and they started doing the contact signaler in the cab without the menu then. Okay. I wonder if there's something else with contact signaler on it, because there's often another handset. Not in this case. I always like these things. Just flick your wipers back and forth. Doesn't look like there's anything else that does contact signaler. So yes, it would be good. You have to turn something on to make it do contact signaler, do you? You could open them. Never tried. How about that? Ah! Oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Simon says the timber wagons are probably the ruse. That's possible. I'm trying to think the only... Yeah, because the only timber wagons we've had before have been on a Rosa, aren't they? I think they are the only ones. So yeah, they could be. We'll go back and have a look at them in a moment. Not a self-lapping brake on this one, you actually have to do it. It's not going to be close enough, is it? Andy says shunters don't honk. Well, I'm so used to doing it, I'll probably keep doing it. So we have to go back and couple again. Let's look at the map and see what we're doing. Looks like we did just get our last carriage past the signal there, which is good. And it looks like the points have been set for us, so all good. Back into forwards, brakes off, and away we go. Simon says the timber wagons are probably the ruse. But were they on a different kind of carriage? I'm going to have to find out, aren't I? Don't read chat, watch the signals. Do I really want to do that one again? Probably not. Was that signal at proceed or stop? I had two arms and they were both pointing up. I think it was at stop because they have to be vertical to be at proceed. So I think that was at stop. I think that was my mistake. Oh well, we've seen the 363. It's fine. You've all seen it. It's all good. Of course, you realise that this gets one of these. Alrighty, what time is it? It is 10:27. Yeah, let's do one more short one. Why not? We'll do the 642 again because we can. And what about we do something in a bit of fog? So let's choose a service first. We'll do something in the later in the morning, say about... Yeah, you'll do. You're an RE. And we'll do November again. What about snow? Why don't we do some snow? Let's do some snow. So December's probably the go for snow, isn't it? Snowstorm. Let's go. It seems necessary. Alright, do its wipers work? Forwards, and doors are open on the... which side? Left, I think. Yep, left. Well, the windows are starting to get snow on them, so that's good. Only got one carriage, though. What's going up with the others? What's going on there? So this one's... oh, I see. It's a LOD issue. It gets snow on it when you get close to it. Does it keep the snow? Nah. Oh, that's a bit crap. I shall report that. You can tell I haven't tried to drive it in the snow, can't you? Let's do our instrument test. All happy. Let's release the parking brake. We've got our other one going fine. Now, wipers. Where's wipers? Doors. And I could just use the rail driver, but... there'll be wipers somewhere. Let's put these on while we're here. Oh, and it was recorded with the windscreen wet. So happy. It was quite a revelation when I found out once that the wipers are recorded in some trains with the windscreen dry, which is why they're so squeaky. Now they record them wet. 20 seconds to go. Just check the Roos T is on Roos Ignored, Hamburg, Lübeck, Turanda Ramp, and this route. Well, there you go. I thought they were actually new to this route, but clearly not. So it looks like you're correct there, Simon. Roos Ignored. Almost time to go. We should get away with shutting the doors now. Will it have snow kick-up? Oops, my throttle was a bit silly there. Let's go out and have a look. Ooh, black exhaust. Proper muck. The lights actually project. Ah, oh, what? You clown. Let's just demonstrate that again. And this is how you don't set up your train, okay? Doink. I can demonstrate the spring brake for you. There we go. Release. Or apply. Don't know if it works. Now, wipers and headlights. And let's actually wait for the signal to be green this time, shall we? Would that be a good thing to do? Yes, it would. Be a very good thing to do. Let's go for a walk and introduce ourselves to the passengers. Oh, actually, we need to turn on some other stuff too. Pozba. Sivi. Kind of like twins. Nearly, but not quite. G'day. Where are the beards in Transim World? He's got a sparkly dress. So what do you think? Good German people? Good German train? Good German route? Dunno. How are you, folks? Morning, morning. Where's the serial killer? There's always one. You need to give that up for able people. Disabled when they come. Where's the serial killer? Where are they? Could be anyone. Who is the serial killer? It's always one. It's always someone that murders their cornflakes. It's you, isn't it? It's definitely you. We should probably go back to the front of the train. It's time to go. See if that signal's green this time. This time we're gonna wait. Honest. Is there something down there? Must be waiting for something to come in, surely. What have we got? There's a red and a yellow. Something coming up the track. Don't see anything. Have I found a dodgy service? It's possible. Oh no, no, look, there is a train coming. It's just forever away. Oh well, we'll wait. That's alright, we'll keep the doors shut. Keep the warmth inside, keep the serial killer in. Andy said you shouldn't accelerate. Yes, it's a red signal. Yeah, Patriotl 61, I think the green on the minimal HUD was probably from the other direction, and it updated when I changed directions. And the blonde black guy might be an influencer, you think, Andy? Ooh. An influencer, the most evil person in the world. And I think we are being discriminated against, Florian. I think Andy would agree. We need beards in Train Sim World. Trying to think of the guy's name that does caricatures. I don't think they've ever revealed him, so I won't. I think I know who he is. I'm going to hassle him and tell him we need beards. Murder on the Maintalbahn Express. That'd be a good scenario, wouldn't it? Doesn't work quite so well for the E for everyone. Maybe it would be a slightly naughty person on the Maintalbahn Express. Sits in the naughty corner. That would be an E for everyone version. Come on, train. Where are you? We want to leave. My passengers are getting restless, and I've got the door open. They'll come in here. Andy says, Jawohl, Florian. More beards. Let's all separately get onto Dovetail's forums, and every single one of us post a post about needing more beards. I think I see a train coming, and headlights from a relatively reasonable distance. I like that. Gave us all thumbs up for a petition for beards. Oh, we've got a yellow. Time to go. Okay. Away we go. Now we have a green. Even better. I don't have to acknowledge it. Alright. Let me release. Get any kick up? Probably not at this speed. I would imagine being a current train that it would get kick up. It does. So it's throwing snow up. That's good. That's what we want to see. The snowy gratuitous bridge shot. Which side's the sun? Can't tell. This is as far away as you can get from the bridge, sadly. And we'll just do that. We'll just keep going from there. There's just no snow on the water in this route. Oh, actually, no, I said that too soon, didn't I? Or is this shore? Maybe that's a shoreline. Could be shoreline. Is it Isle of Wight that gets snow on the water? I think it is. One of them does. Florian can be the Santa. Excellent. Andy says it will be a miracle if they're ring beards. Maybe a Christmas miracle, Andy. Maybe you're onto something. Here we go. There's 16 people here. Let's start a poll. Oops, let me do C for first. Now let's start a poll. Quiet, Safi, you're interfering with my poll. Do you know you can't vote in your own polls? I just tried and it won't let you. Three people want beards. 4 people want beards. I'm 5, but I can't vote for it. Florian can be the Santa for Train Sim World. Why not? I was always the Santa for my scout troop because I had a big beard and I was fat. And he says, depending on my daughter, I might be the next Santa because white beard already incoming. Excellent. And the belly too. Why not? Sorry folks, not stopping for you. You have to wait for a boring RB. Can't have an RE. You make noise. Makes me sadly happy. Ooh, we've taken a bit of a hit on the frame rate in the snow. Is that normal? 7 votes for beards. Ooh, someone said no. There's a splitter in the group. Someone said no. That's okay. We'll forgive you. Have I seen any of the other layered DMUs yet? I don't think so, to be honest. It's a bit hard to tell between the 612 and the 642 unless you really have a look at them, but the 612? Yeah. The Turanda ramp one, which is the 6... make sure I get this right. The 628 is from Maintalbahn, the 612 is Turanda ramp. The 612 and this one look pretty similar at a distance, so you might not pick it. But the Nidda one's certainly different, the Maintalbahn one. It's nice to see the trees moving around, isn't it? I remember when trains first brought in moving trees, and they were always looking like they were in a hurricane. Little things that count, says Andy. Crossings opening and so on. It is nice to see them. I don't mind the occasional dead one, because they are actually dead in real life sometimes. That looks alright. It's a nice grey blue. There's no snow on the roof. That's sad. If I get closer to it, do we get snow? No. I'd like to see snow on the top. There's quite a few trains that don't get snow on the top of them. We have a yellow coming, according to the track monitor. 612 and the red 628, that's correct. That one's braking. We do, we've got to get down to 60, don't we? You ever notice that CFA likes going off just as you need to get into PZB? There you go, we're down to 60, all good. A little early, that's alright. Simon says maybe the roof melts the snow. Gaz Photography says an extra layers to an ICE. The ICE does run on the main track, not down here. You do see them. I'm not sure about the 425, but the ICE definitely goes in there. But it's an AI, so you don't get to drive it. You can end up stopped, you know that. We're running up to a yellow. I'm going to open little gates. Yay! Just in time. And CFA. massive bridge over there. I wonder what that's for. Andy says there's a route in TSC. We have to operate the crossings by your own as the driver. Get out and open and close the gates. Not coming to mind which one. I know on Maintalbahn they fail sometimes and you have to stop and go and press the button. Gonna be close, so close, close, so close. Oh. Do you know, that passed the signal, but nothing else did. Yeah, doesn't get much closer than that. Not much closer than that at all. In fact, I think I'll stay outside because I'm going to want to see... Does the clock work? Clock works. I'm going to want to see... Oh, it's changed. It's fine. I think that deserves a celebratory. Go. I could pretend I meant that. Don't think I did. Not going to run over anyone today. That's good. In monitoring. Can release. Will. We've had 2 people vote for no beards. 8 for, 2 against. And Patriotal goes, it's a close shave. But 8 people want beards, so it's not shave at all. And back, next stop. I picked a service that's going in the same direction, didn't I? That was silly. Or did I? Where are we? Oh no, we're going up the route this time. That's fine. We're going the other way. That was lucky. Aussie Coffee Bean, g'day to you as well. Not that Aussies ever really say g'day. Usually say hi there, or something similar. We say g'day at the start of train videos. G'day, mates. We do use mate a lot. That's very common. Mate's a universal word. If you're happy with someone, you can go, mate. And if you're pissed off with someone, you go, mate. And if you think they're an idiot, mate. It's pretty simple. Naughty crossing. Do the lights flash though? Can we at least forgive that much? Yes, the lights work. Do the lights stop when the train's gone? Noises, isn't it? Maybe it's trying to close and it just can't. That would be funny. See how we go this time. The snow? Right, Sifa. We've got one more vote on for. 82% for, 18 against. We should stop the vote now before someone invites a whole lot of shaven ones in. Keep that for later and paste that into the appropriate Discord and go, see, we have to have beards. Everybody says so. Well, nearly everybody. Which side did I open? Right side. Shall we honk? Why not? .8 Ks to Obenberg-Elsenfeld, and I think we've been here before. White sticky stuff. Can't run in a snowstorm properly with the windows shut. Not many cars at the crossings. I don't think I've seen any crossings with cars. Things that occur to you after a while. Andy says, fun fact, the Viennese word hawara refers to the word bedfellow. If two people shared a bed in shifts, one during the day, the other at night. We call that hot bunking. It's something relatively common on ships. That the ships actually share beds. Oh, we saw those gates close. That's nice, they're close to the train. Very gentle braking, if I can. Bit of a challenge with rail driver. Let's bring it back. Oops, no, wrong. Yeah, that's going to make me stop now because I fiddled with the reverser. Is it going to let me go? It is going to let me go. Good. Oh, better acknowledge that too. Actually, no, it won't let me power anymore because I fiddled with the reverser. Oh, well, we'll fix that when we stop. I hope. Wara is something like mate. Hope I'm pronouncing that well. Sorry to keep you waiting, buddy. Enjoy your trip. It's a bit wet, a bit snowy, a bit cold. So we're about halfway now. What I might just do is we'll stop this service here and we'll pick up another one and we'll do a night one out of Aschaffenburg just so we can see what nighttime looks like. And it'll be a first for both of us because I actually haven't tried it at night. Right, Sifa. Busy stopping. I still have no power because I fiddled with the reverser. Got me a power now? No, I'm actually going to have to stop. Oh, that's a nice touch. The power brakes didn't work with the having fiddled with the reverser. But anyway, let's pop out and let's have a look at one at night time, because I think that would be a useful thing to do. We'll do a partial run at night time, and then that'll be it for tonight, because it is actually almost 11 PM here. Fortunately, I don't have to work tomorrow. No, pronounced totally wrong, but that's okay. Timetable. Oh, we'll go in this way. Why not? Maintalbahn. Well, that answers, does it run anywhere else? No. Okay, let's go 4:22 in the morning. Empty depot move to Miltenberg. That's only a minute. 4:38. I want to go from Afschappenberg to Miltenberg. Because I think it'd be boring the other way, because it's not built up. Miltenberg, it's getting a bit late. Let's go earlier. Afschappenberg, there we go. And I will just let the weather be whatever it wants to be. My cat's sitting here patiently waiting to be fed, going, why haven't you fed me yet? You should have fed me ages ago. Ooh, very red. Or is that my tail lights? Could be. It's red from that one. Okay, master key. Reverser. Instrument lights. Test. Test is good. Hey, that does lights outside too. Look at that. How interesting. PZB. CIFA. Let's get back in the chair and go and see what things look like around the place. Wow. How many watts is this guy's tail lights? Are they the brightest tail lights in the world? Look at that. Those tail lights go further than my headlights do. There's another one with super bright tail lights. What's going on with that? Okay. I've found something to talk about. Here's a 425. Ah. 425 electric train. Yay! Can we get in it? You know, I have to know now. Can we steal it? Didn't open the doors. Oh. That was my one comment on Blackpool, is that there should have been electric trains sitting around, even if they don't go anywhere or do anything. Do it anyway. Passenger lights on. Master key. Brake. There's a brake thing somewhere, isn't there? No, maybe not. Is that a brake key? No? Spotlight. Brake key. They're bright. It's not alive. It's not alive at all. USB ports. Ah. Now it'll be alive. Can we drive now? Oh, is that why I couldn't drive? No. It's not going to let me. It's quite determined that this is an AI-only train, I think. It's not going to let me do it because I can't take it over. Ah, well. Let's go back to our train. Oops. No. Oh, I'm stuck in the other train, aren't I? I was stuck on its thing. That's alright. Let's release that. And let's go. Let's go. Let's go. No? What haven't I done? Ah, that might be it. Brakes? No. What didn't I do, folks? Master key? You're in forwards. Nothing I need to do down there. Let's just acknowledge those two, just in case, but I don't think so. I've taken the brake off. Did I take off that one? I did. Drive. I think I've confused things going to that other train, haven't I? Let's try the I'm stuck thing and see what happens. This never works. Let's see what it does. Forwards. Headlights. They don't all work anymore. That's interesting. That doesn't work anymore. I've really broken it well. Oh, the doors were bloody open. That's why it wouldn't drive. Yep, that was it. But since I did that I'm stuck thing, I've broken it anyway, because now I don't have headlights. Which defeats the point of driving at night, so we're going to start this again and have headlights. That was intensely competent, wasn't it? Intensely competent. Okay, let's do this properly. Doors open. That brake off. Test works. Main light. Let's go for some high beams. Let's get that down to that. Can't turn this one off, I don't think, so we're stuck with a big bright screen at night, which is annoying. Can I make this one less bright? No, it doesn't look like it. It just does other things. Maybe I can. Oh, I can. Look at that. You do that with this one? No, brightness controls don't work. That's sad. Stuck with a white thing. That's okay. I've got a moment to wait anyway. Won't go and fiddle with any other trains this time though. Sleeper. No. Come here often? No? Just rather I went away, wouldn't you? Yeah? And we just piss off? Yeah, right then. How about you, mate? Ready for a train ride? No? Not gonna talk? Well, at least you're looking at me. That's a good sign. I do know that DTG Will has seen me do that on a stream, and I fully expect one day one of them to just look up at me and go, "Shut up and go away." Because that's the Will kind of thing to do. 4. Now. It's night time, let's scare people. Because I want to see how it looks at night with the headlights. When we get away from the super bright tail lights from everything else. Ooh, it's lighting me up. It's quite eerie, isn't it, to have this red lighting? Super bright out here, but the building lights are okay. It's a couple of 363s. We've got some city lights over there. They look alright. It's not too bad a nighttime scene. Nothing's crazy bright. Nothing's crazy dim. Exactly like Tram Sim. I don't mind this as nighttime lighting so far. I'd love my headlights to be brighter, but I say that about every single train in the game. Going just a little bit quick. But that's okay. I haven't seen any of the kinds of magnets that mess you up. Oh, and safer. Simultaneously. Love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you, Sifa. That lights up alright. See, it casts all this nice light upwards and sideways. Why doesn't it cast it on the ground? My eldest, passively aggressively making as much noise as he can. Looks alright at night. It's quite busy for 1 in the morning. You know, for a moment, I thought he had a beard, but it's just a shadow. Don't worry, mate. It's alright. We didn't think he had a beard. It's fine. Train door's supposed to beep on this train. Do I still have tail lights on? I think I do. I do still have tail lights on. What am I set to? That would be why. I've got tail lights and high beams. That's better. It still doesn't light the track up any better though. Off we go. Go a couple more stations and I'll call it quits for the evening. Because funnily enough, I do have to get up tomorrow. I don't mind this for night running. I think this will be alright. And it's streaming okay too. I can tell from the video that it's still relatively enough colour and movement and detail to bother watching. Because if you stream some routes at night time, no one can see it. I suppose I should think about stopping, shouldn't I? Really? obediently behind the yellow line. Good to see. It sometimes goes badly, but at least we're in the same carriage if it does. Threw me out. We'll go to Ober now, and that will be it for tonight, I think. I think I'm quite happy with the night lighting on this. I should have turned on some fog, shouldn't I? You guys can find that one out for yourselves. Florian says, I accidentally picked a run on a Rosa yesterday. It was around 5 PM. I spawned in. It was pitch black. Not a light at the station. Glad things have improved since then. Yeah, it's good now because the lights on the modern routes, the lights in the stations come on based on the ambient light, not based on the time of day. Whereas before it was all based on the time of day. Which wasn't great. Sighting on the signal's a bit terrible, isn't it? Am I being naughty again, clearly? Even out here is not bad. Passing light over there, good to see. It's alright, doesn't it? That bugs me though, that having that there, that really annoys me. I want to be able to turn that down or turn it off, like we could with the other one. I'd slow down, but I don't have to soon. This service will terminate at Ober now. Need to do this. Hit me in the head. Sound does funny things when you go in and out of photo mode sometimes. Cars and trucks have lights. Good. How fast does it stop if you put on all the brakes? That's impressive. It'll take us a little while to pump that back up again. Oh, that's pretty quick too. German technology. Quick brakes. Not like American brakes. Oh, we'll just pump the train up. See you in an hour. People complained when that came out on one of the routes. Was it Sherman Hill, I think? had realistic brake pump-up times, and people got really angry that it's like, but I want to drive, I don't want to wait an hour. It's like, well, that's real. I think it was actually an accident that it took that long, but it's realistic. That's how long it takes to pump up a mile-long train. I love that there's a tractor in the car park. That's just so funny. Alrighty, that'll be it for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed this preview stream of Maintalbahn, the Main Valley Railway. I've enjoyed showing it to you. We've seen some good things. We've seen a couple of things that I'll report. I shall do that tomorrow when I'm a little more awake. And we've seen an amazing close scrape from a red light. And we've seen me break it, and we've seen me fix it, and it's been interesting. So I hope you've enjoyed the stream. I hope you've enjoyed looking at Maintalbahn. And yeah, any questions, chuck them in the comments, and I'll try and answer them. Meantime, I'm going to go and feed my cat and go to bed because it's 11:15 at night. Righty, have fun, folks. See you later. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.